Hey guys, I'm Tyler.boccelli,
I'm Zandertesoriere.
I'm Joshua Tudor.
and today we're going to be doing a podcast about Trevor Bauer. We will be going into depth about how he turned from a hero to a villain in many people's eyes, how he dealt with challenges of social media, trouble with legal battles, and where his future of playing baseball stands. But before we get into that, we're going to tell you a little bit about his life and his professional career.
So to start it off, as a kid, he kind of didn't have very many friends because he was a jock and a scholar at the same time. He used to spend a lot of time with his professors in like high school and everything, like taking physics classes, and rather than eating lunch with all the other kids, he would like just spend time doing different math equations and everything with all of his teachers. He got bullied a lot as a kid by teammates. When he got to college, he got bullied by Cy Young winner Garrett Cole, and they kind of just crashed. So as growing up, like he had a very tough childhood where it wasn't normal. Like everyone else, like we hung out with all of our friends as a kid. He didn't. He pretty much had his dad who worked a lot, and then he would go to practices and stuff for like 2-3 hours, normal high school practices, and then after that he would go to like the local park and everything for the next 2 to 3 hours to do his own individual work and just perfecting his craft. He'd wake up early in the morning, I think it was like Tuesdays and Thursdays, to go to like the local YMCA and do like swimming workouts and stuff like that. So from the start of his life, like he knew what he wanted to do, and that was obviously baseball. So he focused up on that a lot of time.
So getting into the baseball side of things now, he graduated early from high school and enrolled at UCLA. He excelled in baseball. He won the Golden Spikes Award and the National Pitcher of the Year Award in 2011. He was drafted third by the Arizona Diamondbacks in the 2011 MLB draft, and he made his debut in 2012. He made his debut on exactly June 28th of 2012, and then he was traded to the Cleveland Indians in December of 2012, where he spent the next several years there. And then he went to the Cleveland Indians, where he was named an All-Star for his first time in 2018. Then in 2019, he was with the Cincinnati Reds. He had a standout season in 2020, winning the NL Cy Young Award and leading the league in ERA. And then after the Reds, he signed a 3-year contract with the Dodgers in February of 2021. He led the league in strikeouts and innings pitched through July of 2021 before being placed on administrative leave due to ongoing investigations, which we will cover. And a little bit about his statistics. He had a career win-loss record of 83 and 69. His career ERA was 3.79, and he has 1,416 strikeouts throughout his MLB career so far.
Like Tyler said, we'll touch on the more controversial side of Trevor Bauer later on in this podcast. However, in between the controversial side, he was able to play international and not in the MLB anymore. In 2023, he played for the Japan Yokohama Bay Stars, and in 2024, he signed a short-term contract with the Diablos Rojos del Mexico in the Mexican League. In 2021, Bauer faced allegations of sexual assault, which led to the MLB placing him on an administrative leave and eventually suspending him for 324 games, later reduced to 194 after appeal. We're going to go into why this all happened, how it happened, and everything in between. Josh?
So pretty much the case surrounding it was he did some sexual things with a girl on multiple occasions, and after all of it was over, she pretty much reported him for sexual assault and like took him to court and everything. And the information that we know now is that everything that because there was like pictures out there of like her with bruises and everything, but once they got to court and everything, it was found that they were all a lie. Like it was just makeup that she had taken. There was text that surfaced saying like between her and a friend that she was trying to look for someone of like high quality and had a lot of money to pretty much steal from. So it's just so happened to be that he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and she tried to take his money. And as far as I believe now, is he's actually suing her now. I forget what for, but like because of the whole controversy, it kind of just ruined his name totally. And I mean, that's one of the main reasons why he's technically like blacklisted from the MLB. I mean, along with all the other controversies that he's had with the commissioner of the MLB and everything like that. That just kind of ruined his public image, and now we kind of see like he's been proven innocent, and he's still not getting signed by all these teams, even though he's willing to work for the league minimum and kind of just prove himself again, as he's already proved in the past. So I mean, it kind of just shows that whatever you do kind of follows you. And I mean, he's a very outspoken guy on Twitter, where he's had multiple occasions of firing back at fans when they talk crap on him, and just being very active on social media kind of semi-destroyed his image as well. And then just on top of all of these allegations, it just kind of all piled up into 1 year when he was on the administrative leave in 2021. So it just all piled up into one big situation. And I feel like he just kind of like got wrongly accused of everything, and it just is affecting his everyday life now.
I was going to ask, was he doing YouTube at the time of all this unfolding?
Yeah, he started his channel Momentum. I think it was before COVID. He kind of just got into that, and the reasoning behind that was to kind of make the game interesting and like show fans what it's like to be in like the day in the life of an MLB star.
Do you think that like put more of a spotlight on him during all this controversy, or like, I don't know, I feel like that would definitely put him in the spotlight.
I definitely think that it didn't help. I mean, it helped him grow his popularity throughout the league because he was showing younger kids how to get better and everything. But it did put like a semi-target on his back because he was showing everything. He was speaking out against like the commissioner and like all the new rules that they were implementing, specifically like the new rule for foreign substances, where he was posting videos like that questioning if they should actually implement it and everything. So I think it definitely put a target on his back. And then, I mean, he was pretty well known up until that point. I mean, he won the Cy Young the year before, and then when all the allegations came out, it just kind of snowballed from there. I know he took a couple months off from like creating all sorts of content just to like focus on that, and then he came back I think after 7 months and started like really grinding and putting out videos and trying to work his way back into MLB. But I mean, it hasn't worked up until now. So yeah, I definitely think that him making YouTube content played into why he's not getting signed, because you don't see as many MLB players like making this type of content.
So Josh, I have a question for you. So I know Trevor Bauer is a big role model to you, and usually another conflict Trevor Bauer had to deal with is throughout his career, he has a reputation for being difficult to work with. Former teammates and staff have reported issues with this behavior and his unwillingness to follow team protocols. This included incidents during the Diamondbacks and Indians mostly. I mean, there's a video of him, like he's being taken out mid-game and he turns around, throws the ball to the center fielder wall. So my question is, even though there's just many stereotypes about him, about how he's a bad teammate, his unwillingness to cooperate, and he's just not a good guy on the field, what made him be your role model, I guess? Like what did you see in him that others may not see, or what these stereotypes say?
I mean, the beginning of his career, I definitely would say that he was very controversial, but as he progressed and like kind of semi-matured throughout the league, like you see now, like before he got on an administrative leave, like everyone, like the Dodgers signed him and his teammates loved him, and there's reports of them always coming out and saying that. And then kind of when he got, like everything went down, they all kind of turned their back on him. But I saw at one point after he was proven innocent, like Mookie Betts came out and said that he was a good guy, everything like that. Now, they didn't want to sign him or anything, but I think the main reason why I liked him so much as like a role model is because like his hard work throughout the years. Like he knew when he was like 12 that baseball was his dream and that's what he was going to put everything to. So he, like I stated earlier, he got bullied, which is, I would imagine, is very hard to go through at such a young age. And I mean, he got kicked off, or he was threatened to get kicked off of his high school team because he didn't want to follow like what the high school coach was doing, and he didn't agree with everything. But then he stated that there was guys that were on his team that were going out partying and stuff before games and everything like that. It just kind of carried up through. So I just like really admired his work ethic. And then another main thing was trying to bring baseball back to like all the hype and everything. He was trying to make it more interesting with all of these antics and posting social media stuff and just kind of giving us an inside look on what it's actually like to be a professional baseball player. He loves showing emotion. I mean, he's known for doing the sword celebration. Recently, he's been very vocal when he pitches, like yelling stuff at the opposing team. So I like players that show that much energy while playing. I think it definitely makes the games more interesting. Now to like owners and stuff, I guess that would be a red flag almost, because you're kind of disrespecting all the other players. But in my eyes, it just seems like it's just furthering the game and it's making it more interesting. Like, you should be able to bat flip home runs. You should be able to like talk crap back and forth. Like, I just think it shows that the game is so much more interesting outside of just the basic plays that everyone's making. So yeah, I just think those are like the two main reasons why.
I think a big full circle moment for Trevor with the social media thing is that you were saying about he would do like math with his teachers instead of like hanging out with friends and everything. I think that it's funny now that he's like definitely promoting a lot of analytics in baseball on social media, like the rep Soto mechanic and the TrackMan tech, and also like driveline baseball. Yeah, I think that's just very much him.
Yeah, I mean, I would say he's probably one of the smartest MLB players there's ever been. Now, I don't know that much about every single one of them, but he's definitely, like, analytical wise, he's very smart with that type of stuff. So he's just I would just say like a smart overall human being when it comes to baseball and just stuff outside of that. Now, his off-field decisions don't necessarily reflect that all the time, especially the big allegation. But I think, like, outside of that, like, he seemed to be such a intelligent individual, and I think that's what's really helped him become so successful now.
Yeah, I actually like a lot of his videos, even though I'm not a pitcher myself.
Yeah.
I think they're very informative.
Another thing that I like with him is recently he's been doing a lot of collabs with King of JUCO. And for those who don't know, King of JUCO is just basically a baseball social media influencer. He does different things like, I don't know, baseball challenges, hitting on the TrackMan and stuff, like seeing what type of different bats are good. And like they do a lot. What?
Right up his alley.
Yeah, and they like do like a lot of live ABs where Trevor Bauer pitches to him, and like they make it funny, they make it competitive. So like it's really good to like see their competitive edge while they're also like bonding with each other. It's a good thing to see. I think it's good for the baseball community.
It's hilarious. I mean, the content that they put out is hilarious, and like all the different challenges they do is like stuff you've never really seen anyone else do. Like, they made homemade gloves and tried them out, and like they do all this type of stuff. So I mean, yeah, on top of the money that he's making from professional baseball, he makes a lot of money from YouTube, and I think he's so close to hitting like 1 million subscribers on his Momentum channel. But like, you also have to think, like, he's spread it out between his personal YouTube channel, the company that he's building with Momentum, and then his professional. Like, there's gonna obviously be a big target, like we said earlier, on his back with doing all that type of stuff. But I think he's very, very he makes a ton of interesting content that a lot of baseball and non-baseball fans can enjoy.
So do you think he's ever going to play in the MLB ever again?
I would like to keep hope that he will. I can't necessarily say yes, because it just seems like all the higher up people in the organizations are just so against what he's been doing and all the controversy. But like, if you look pure, like, specifically at his stats and everything, like, he's winning awards in Japan, he won awards in Mexico, now he's back in Japan. I saw he got off to a really good start. So if you look at just the type of player he is, I think he should be allowed back in the league, and I think when/if he comes back, he will be I think he'll be one of the top arms in any MLB rotation. But it just seems like no team's willing to even pay such low amount for him, just because of all the problems that are surrounding him and everything like that. But so I don't necessarily think he'll be back, but I want to keep hope that he will eventually.
Yeah, there's definitely two sides to the story, because as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about how I would assume he would never play in MLB ever again because of what you were saying of they're against everything that he's doing. And like how he does social media, he's put a big spotlight and target on his back, so he'd have to, everyone would be watching, I would assume, his comeback, and that could be either good or bad because, one, everyone, money, obviously, but also, two, I just feel like if he slips up ever again, like, the MLB is going to take heat for that for sure.
I don't know. I just don't necessarily agree with the decision of not letting him back. Like, you have guys like Marcelo Zuna who got pulled over and was visibly drunk and like got a DUI and everything, or didn't Abdul Herrera do
domestic abuse?
Yeah, like
Damn.
there's like stuff that's like actually proven that was like wrong and everything. And I'm not saying his situation wasn't wrong, but like there's cases out there that they're proven guilty in court and they're all like playing. I mean, Herrera's not necessarily playing, but that's mainly because he's not that good of a player. But like Ozuna's a starting DH for the Braves right now, and he pretty much just got like a little slap on the wrist and then go right back. But I think like all the controversies, like, and he's labeled as such a bad teammate, but there's never really been that many reports recently that he's been a bad teammate. Like, the fans love him. All of his teammates in Japan and Mexico and everything love him. So I don't necessarily see why he's not allowed back in the MLB.
Didn't Trevor Bauer repost something from you on his Instagram?
Yeah, Trevor Bauer did repost my. I made a TikTok video. Yeah, it was a TikTok video, and then I posted it on Instagram and tagged him, and he reposted it. So that was pretty cool to get that. And I know like my shred coach, he loved that. But I actually there was a one time that I had an opportunity to like apply to work for Trevor Bauer, but I never like submitted my application. But that would have been very, very cool.
Zander, do you think Trevor Bauer should play in the MLB again?
Like, personally, I think that he should, being that he was found not guilty for everything and all the situation kind of went in his favor. But like I touched on before, I truly believe since that he has such a spotlight on his back and a target on his back, I don't know if that he ever will. Like Josh was saying about all those other guys that have, similar issues or issues in general, and they still get to play and they get like a slap on the wrist. I really think that if Trevor Bauer didn't make such a like I would say monument out of himself, but it's not, big, made the situation maybe a little bit more worse than it could have actually been if he just kind of flew under the radar more instead of fighting with people on Twitter and posting stuff on YouTube and everything like that. Like I said before, I think everyone would just have their eyes on him, and if he slips up again, like MLB and him would be under fire for a really long time.
So do you think like athletes as a whole should not have the ability to post whatever they want and kind of do whatever they want?
No, I think everyone should be able to do anything they want in life, but I feel that you have to understand that there are consequences, no matter if you're allowed to do something or not. I don't think Trevor Bauer is wrong for posting on social media and making him like a spotlight, but he's got to understand now that the situation he's put himself in can most definitely hurt him, and obviously he's seeing that. Not that he's wrong for it, but definitely I would say would have been smarter on his part if he wanted to play in the MLB again to probably try and fly under the radar.
I mean, for me, I think he deserves a second chance. I mean, I'm a big believer in second chances. I mean, I know the controversy for what he did was wrong, even though technically he was never like legally punished. There's no proof or evidence that could go to like a legal court. I mean, I think what he's doing in social media, I wouldn't say good for baseball, but I think it is good. I mean, you get to see like a different point of view. Like all you see on TV is their competitive side. I mean, social media gives them like a different point of view. I mean, on TikTok, there's like Bryce Harper making videos of like making coffee or like cooking desserts. And, like I think that's good. I mean, it gives fans like engagement to them. It can interact, like see what they're like outside of baseball. I mean, I like the way he's like going about this, like his new self and how he acts now. I mean, honestly, his statistics are good enough to pitch in the MLB. They were when he pitched in the MLB. They are good when he's playing in Japan and Mexico. I just don't know if teams are like willing to take the gamble on him in case he like does something again, or maybe teams are scared to sign him because other teams will think that, like, I don't know, that he's not a good guy and something like along those lines. I don't really know how to word it, but something like that. But I think he deserves another chance.
Yeah, like imagine adding like Bauer to one of these like powerhouses. Like obviously, you see him back on the Dodgers. Like they're gonna win no matter what. But imagine him being your number 4 starter on the Phillies. Like I know
That'd be
you're a
awesome.
Philly, like,
Yeah, I mean, I'd love that. Obviously, like, other fans from like different teams would hate that. Be like, oh, they're just trying to win. They're like, they don't care. He's the bad guy. Blah blah blah. But like, as a Phillies fan, if like we signed Trevor Bauer, I'd love that.
Yeah, I feel like any fan base will be against him, and then if they end up signing him and he produces, like they're gonna kind of totally flip their view on him just because he's bringing them wins and everything like that. So, I mean, yeah, as many people want to hate on him, I guarantee they would be lucky to have him within their organization, and I guarantee he can produce World Series and different awards and just overall ability to like perform. And I don't think it should be questioned whether or not he can perform in the MLB, even though he hasn't been playing there now. I mean, there's still pro leagues out there. These guys are still good players. Like they're not obviously the high quality as Major League Baseball, but they're still pros. Like they still are really good at what they do. So I think his athletic ability should never be questioned.
Mhm.
But
You have some stats on that?
Yeah, actually, I was going to talk about his. So real quick, in his 2023 season in Japan, he had a 10-4 record, a 2.76 ERA, 130 strikeouts, and only 30 walks. And then in 2024 season with the Mexican League, he went 10-0, 2.48 ERA, 120 strikeouts, and 20 walks. I mean, that's like amazing stats. I mean, some
really
people may
good.
argue that like, there's not playing competition, but like, I don't know, like Shohei Ohtani came from the Japanese league. And many players have played in the Mexican league, or ex-MLB players play in that still. I mean, it's competitive baseball, and like he's dominating. It's like nothing shows me that like he can't dominate in the MLB again.
mm-hmm. Yeah, if he puts those stats up in the MLB, he's probably winning the Cy Young and the best pitcher in pro baseball. So I don't know why it would be I don't know. It just never made sense to me why no team wants to give him, like, it's not like he's asking for like $100 million like all these other players are. He's asking for the league minimum with incentives involved for when he produces. So it just doesn't make any sense to me why they wouldn't take a risk on him from a player standpoint. But like I guess like we already said, like the whole social media thing is a big thing, but I think he's learned his lesson from like what he's done in the past, and he isn't as active on like Twitter and anything anymore. Like he's still making content on YouTube, but it's more of funny content to help energize baseball fans and just get them know like more information on everything. So I think it's just comes down to whether or not a GM wants to take a risk on that. And I think personally, I just believe, and this like no bias, but I think after that such a big thing has been brought onto his name, that he's handled it well. He hasn't talked out as much about it, and I think he's just overall learned his lesson and kind of just showed that he's handling this in a mature manner.
So just to wrap this all up here, I think Trevor Bauer is a highly talented but controversial baseball player known for his scientific approach to pitching and outspoken personality. To recap, he won the 2020 NL Cy Young Award and played for teams like the Dodgers, Reds, Indians before being suspended by the MLB due to the sexual assault allegations. Since then, he's played in Japan and Mexico while working towards his MLB comeback, and I guess we'll see what's in store for Trevor Bauer.